This is why you should never become a security guard.
Money piling, I been running from the Jakes. Getting hot as blunt, I take it to the face. They don't lie, my cousin should've seen the look on Auntie's face. Then I wish
Now I know the first thing y'all saying, nigga, you a security guard. Exactly. What better person to fucking tell you not to become a security guard than a security guard? But really, all I'm trying to accomplish is letting you know what comes with this shit. Because a lot of people think that it's just an easy way to get a lot of money for not doing shit. And that's your first mistake. It ain't a lot of fucking money. Your first year and a half to 2 years, you're basically making minimum wage. And considering all the shit that securing something comes with, that ain't a lot. You gotta understand, especially when you're wearing a uniform that's close to a police uniform, you're gonna be tried in disrespect on a regular basis. Which brings me to part 2 of this. If you're not built for this shit, do not sign up to be a security guard. Growing up in the area that I grew up in, I took a lot of shit from people. I got in a lot of fights. And I'm not afraid to get in a fight. So, if you're afraid to get into a fight or a physical altercation or to an argument, this is not for you. Because depending on the matter, we are usually the first on the scene before the police. Especially if you're securing a big area where police can't patrol 100% of the time because it's going to take up too much resources from the city. Yeah, you're pretty much law enforcement until they show the fuck up. But what I want to get through everybody's head, we are not the police. Matter of fact, 90% of securities that I know despise the fucking police. Usually because maybe 85 to 75% of the time they make situations worse, leaving us to deal with the shit. And I try to always make that clear to every person that I encounter. Look, bro, I'm not the police. I don't give a fuck about what you do outside of here. I'm just securing this place to make sure everybody in here feels safe. That's the only thing I'm doing. I'm pretty much a public service bouncer. So if you fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck you up. No, I'm just bullshitting. But I'm just here to make sure that everybody has a safe day. And while we're speaking on law enforcement, that brings me to part number 3. If you are gonna treat this job like your law enforcement, this is not the fucking job for you. Those of you who are gonna treat this job like you're the fucking police, you're in the wrong business. Because going back to the whole part that we already seen as law enforcement, if you treat yourself as law enforcement and you try to take on the role of an actual police officer, you're gonna get fucked up. Seriously, it is our first duty to de-escalate every situation, not to antagonize. It's already using a level of force when our presence is there. Because as of us being there, it's like, oh shit, I need to calm the fuck down. Security's here. I don't want to get bounced the fuck up out of here. If you come with that bullshit like an officer, sir, you need to correct your manner or I'm going to apprehend you. That's going to antagonize the fuck out of people. When our first initiative is to de-escalate, which usually means being nice as possible to these people until they don't allow you to be nice anymore. That's when de-escalation turns into diffusing, which means get rid of the threat. But being honest, acting like law enforcement is a good way to get you fired. Because a lot of shit that law enforcement do does not fly in security standards. Because believe it or fucking not, the company want to keep you safe so they don't get sued. Because you gotta remember, you're not a sworn officer, so you didn't take an oath. You took an application, nigga. Therefore, you're not bound to protect and serve. The only thing I'm serving is a fresh ass whooping if somebody gets out of line. That was a joke. But keeping it all the way 100 with you guys, being security is not really that bad. If you know how to talk to people, if you know how to interact with people, if you know how to use your words to de-escalate situations, this job will go very smooth for you. But if you've never been in an altercation, if you've never been in a fight, if you've never had to interact or argue or let people know what they can and cannot do, and you don't have a position of authority within you, or you don't have an authorizing voice, something to let people know like, hey, this is what's going to happen if you keep acting this way. We don't want to do that. I would I would prefer that we both stay safe and you just follow the directions at this place, you know? That's not only being stern, but it's being understanding, and it's giving them a mental note like, man, it don't even have to go this far. If you don't have that, if you don't know how to use that, if your whole thought process is, this person's rowdy, so I might have to get physical, you're not going to go far in this job as a security officer. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And if you're terrified at people raising their voice or people getting agitated and yelling, you're not going to go far. You're going to be terrified 90% of your job, and that's no way to live. It's going to stress you the fuck out. Me, I'm black. 90% of my life was a bunch of yelling and fucking arguing. Whether that was just my niggas in the neighborhood or my parents. Quick side note, while we talking about that, people, y'all know who y'all are when I say this, just because black folks be yelling or be loud, that does not mean we're fucking aggressive. That just means we're having fun or we're expressing ourselves. Just because we get loud and agitated, I'm sorry, that looks kind of threatening. Nah, but for real though, just because black folks get loud and kind of rowdy, that does not mean your life is in danger. We're just expressing our discomfort. This is the only way we know how. But in conclusion, if you're not ready for any of the shit that I talked about in this video, don't become a security guard. Find something else. There's plenty of other career opportunities out there for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, work from home. Shit, I wish I did. Unfortunately, this is what the fuck I'm good at. So I'm here for the time being. But that's my time for today, y'all. I gotta go finish securing. So I will see y'all in the next video. I'm out.
Money piling, I been running from the Jakes. Getting hot as blunt, I take it to the face. They done lost my cousin, should've seen the look on Auntie's face. Man, I wish she did the race. Sneak dissing on